वो थोड़ी शोर अगर ऐसे हो जाए हल्का से। ठीक है। So good morning, students. Good morning, students. In previous class, we have discussed regarding the nutrition, and that was the digital class. I think that lecture was not clear. So once I will brief regarding the nutrition, and then after I will start the digestion. Right. So first of all, there are certain points which I want to recap. Number one, every organism need energy for its different types of the functions or different works. This energy is obtained from the food, and that food has different elements, and these all elements has different role, like carbohydrate and fat. It provides energy. Vitamins, it is for the fighting with the disease. Fibers, protect from the constipations. Minerals, necessary for different types of the chemical reactions. Likewise, so different nutrient elements are needed for the different purposes. Okay, then the nutrition is of two types: autotrophic nutrition, heterotrophic nutrition. In autotrophic nutrition, plant takes sunlight, absorb water from the soil, and gain oxygen from the atmosphere and make the carbohydrate. Right? So this type of nutrition is the autotrophic nutrition. For the heterotrophic nutrition, in heterotrophic nutrition, there are three types. Basically, holozoic nutrition. Holozoic means the food are intake in a complex form, right? Second, saprophytic nutrition. Nutrition are intaken by the saprophagy, that is, they feeds upon dead decaying materials. And then after last, parasitic nutrition. So parasites means organism who depends for their food and shelter to another organism are known as the parasite, as Jew. Okay, Jew is Jew or least they're presenting in our head. They feed the blood of the male, and the reproduction are performing in the head, and all their life process are against. So they are the parasites. So the next nutrition is parasitic nutrition, right? Further, how the glucose is burned into the cell, and then after how this cell utilize this glucose into the pyruvate, then acetyl coenzyme A, and then CO2 and H2O, lactic acid and ethanol, so on. So we have discussed regarding the different fate of the pyruvates. Once again, I would like to explain it. I would like to explain it. The next thing, how the organisms get their food. That's the main thing. So there are two types of the organism. Unicellular organism, and the next one is multicellular organism. Okay, the unicellular organism such as amoeba, paramecium, and so and so. How they will get the food? So In unicellular organism, suppose this is the amoeba, this is food particle. When it come near to the amoeba, then what happens? It come with the contact of the cell membrane. Then these food particles invaginate. Then after, and then this is lysosome. This lysosome has digestive enzymes which digest the food. So lysosome, and this is food vacuole. Food vacuole. So lysosome and food vacuoles further mixed and make the phagosome, right? The digestion will occurs here, and then after it absorb into the cytoplasm. Rest of the materials is again just pass out in such the same manner as it get the food. Out of the body. So once again, this is the amoeba. This is food particle. It comes near to the amoeba. Then this amoeba had the contact with the food particles. These food particles invaginate into the cell membrane. Then it get inside and make a vacuole-like structure, which is known as the food vacuole. Then after, this is the lysosome. Lysosome is the vacuole which contains digestive enzymes. This lysosome get attached with the food vacuoles and make it the phagolysosome or phagosome. It will be known as the phagolysosome. Okay, the digestion of food will occur, and further it absorbed by the cytoplasm. The rest of the undigested food material again come inside the contact of the cell membrane and then invaginate out and remove from the body to the outer portion of the cell surface and into the water. So like this, the unicellular organism are feed in such a manner. Further, in multicellular organism, digestion occurs in two mediums. Number one, acidic medium, and then after alkaline medium. Why it is? Always, always the food first digested in acidic medium and then in alkaline medium, because the enzymes are working in a particular pH, whether they will act in the acidic medium or in the basic or alkaline medium. So first of all, digestion will occur in acidic medium in all multicellular organisms, whether they are the Polyphera, Sedentrata, or any others. First of all, food will digest it in the acidic medium and then after in alkaline medium, right? In human being, Human being has a complex structure. As it is a comic picture. Huh? Digestion of the food. First of all, as it is the mouth part, and here we have the tongue, the salivary glands. This salivary glands secrete the saliva, and further the food come into this contact, and then this is the esophagus, stomach, then small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and this is cloaca. This is a roughly diagram of the human alimentary canal. Basically, the human digestion needs two things. The one is the alimentary canal, and the next one is the digestive glands, right? So in digestive glands as liver, pancreas, gallbladder, basically liver and pancreas, and some other goblet cells. So first of all, what happens in the alimentary canal and simultaneously the function of these digestive glands we will discuss here. First of all, when food come into the mouth part, the teeth crush the hard food materials, it mixes with the saliva, and now this crush and saliva make the food, it is known as bolus. Bolus. This bolus is engulfed through esophagus, which ultimately sent into the stomach. In the stomach, here's the HCl. Now, and the pH of stomach is approximately 1.5 to 3. This is the pH value. Here, again, food come into the stomach, then after it went to the small intestine, and then into large intestine, and the finally digested food or absorbed in the small intestine, and undigested food went to the rectum, and it will eliminate out through cloaca outside the body. What happened in the alimentary canal, in stomach. Here are two enzymes, pepsin and renin. Okay, this pepsin and renin enzymes, it will act in the proteins and breaks these proteins into peptones. So the first digestion of protein will occurs in the body, and this digestion is occurs in the stomach. Then after these peptones enter into the small intestine. In small intestine. That is, in stomach, only the protein will start the digestion. One more thing occurs in the stomach. Saliva has salivary amylase, tyrin enzymes, and thiocyanate ions. So many things. Here, the food starts making the bolus, and then it come into the SCL. The bacteria kills by the saliva. Again, if there are some microbes which is present in our food, finally it will killed by the SCL molecules. So this SCL will kill all the microbes. So it is help for the digestion. Next, this SCL make the medium acidic, where the pepsin and the renin enzymes get activated, and digestion start of the proteins. Further, this digested proteins, carbohydrate and fat enter into the small intestine. What will happen here? First of all, peptones, it will come into the small intestine, and then these peptones are further break down by the enzymes into the polypeptide chains, and then into the amino acids, right? Similarly, carbohydrate, it will start the digestion in the small intestine. This carbohydrate breaks into the maltose, then after disaccharides, and then monosaccharides. All the pancreatic juice, it is secreted into the small intestine. So amylase, it will act into the carbohydrate digestion, and lipase. First of all, bile will secrete out, bile secreted out from the liver, and this bile is stored into the gallbladder, where bile are stored in concentrated forms. So when the fat molecules enter in the small intestine, first of all, this bile molecules emulsified the fat. What is the emulsification? It will act as the detergent action. Suppose if there is any stain in the shirts, the detergent molecules come. Suppose this is the stain, detergent molecules come and bind into the surface of these molecules. Now, the binding of this stain into the thread of the shirt is removed, and this detergent molecule, when we are it rinse into the water, this detergent and stains molecules will be removed from the shirt. Right? Similarly, this function, the buying molecules are attached with the surface of fat molecules, emulsified it and make it ready to digest. And that is known as the chylomicrons. Right? So, fat molecule digested into the small intestine, carbohydrate molecules also digested into the small intestine, and the protein molecules. The digestion is complete into the small intestine. Then after, these digested molecules are absorbed through the intestine. The small intestine has finger-like structure, which is known as the microvilli. As this is microvilli. It is looking like the fungal-like structure, and here there are two reasons to look like this structure. Number one, to increase the surface area. Now, if we will start to stress these points, it has a very large area. So, microvilli increase the area, provide maximum surface, directly come to the food molecules, and here they are attached with the neuron cells and blood supplies. So, further, these digested food molecules are absorbed by the blood, and again it will send to all the body. Okay? This is the basic thing of the role of microvilli. Then after, what happens? Absorption is completed. After the absorption, there are certain molecules which are still undigested. The water is absorbed by the large intestine, and the undigested food remains will sent to the rectum, and from this rectum it will be removed out as the fecal material through the cloacal aperture to the body, outside from the body. Right? Further, the food are digested. Now, what will happens of this digested food? Ultimately, this digested food will store into the muscles and used to produce the energy in daily life. It has also helps in the regulation and body growth and development and so many things. So how it will get the energy, right? So respiration. When the food come in the contact and it will break into the cell. Suppose this is the glucose molecules. It is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. Further, this glucose molecules breaks approximately 10 to 11 steps it will take here, and it will convert into the pyruvate molecules, which again breaks into the acyl coenzyme A, and now this acyl coenzyme A will enter into the matrix of mitochondria. Now, here we don't need any type of the oxygen molecules, so this type of respiration is known as anaerobic respiration. First of all, what is respiration? Breakdown of the complex food into its monomers or simplest form and producing too much energy is known as the respiration. Right? So there are two types of the respiration. Anaerobic respiration, for example, glycolysis. This glycolysis will occur in each and every cell, whether they are unicellular organism or multicellular organism. Right? So this glycolysis is compulsory, and this process will occur into the cytoplasm of the cell. Then this glucose will break into the pyruvate, then acetyl coenzyme A, and this acetyl coenzyme A will enter into the mitochondria. Further, what will be the fate of pyruvate? This is the main important parts. What will be the fate of pyruvate molecules? This pyruvate molecule's fate is depends on whether presence or absence of the oxygen. When the oxygen is present abundantly, then this pyruvate molecule ultimately break down into the CO2 plus H2O molecules and approximately 36 ATP, and this energy will be taken the functions. If oxygen lack in the muscles, then what happens? Partial breakdown of the pyruvate will occur. It will not break completely and makes lactic acid and very little energy. When we take the sufficient amount of the oxygen, again the lactic acid will break down and release some extra energies. If oxygen is absent, means anaerobic respiration, then this pyruvate will break into the ethanol and to ATP molecules. Basically, this anaerobic respiration will occur into the a small organism like microbes, certain bacteria, and release very less amount of the energy which is utilized for the different types of the life processes. So today we will study it up to the fate of aerobic molecules. Further, I will tell you in the next class. If you have any problem in this topic, you may ask, you may send the question into the group. I will answer you. Thank you. Have a nice day.